Monday morning, coffee and questions. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We had a fantastic weekend out here. For those of you that aren't on Facebook, um, and I don't know, yeah, most of it was on Facebook, I think. Gene Jensen, Fluke Master Fishing Channel. Great fishing channel. Really a good guy. He did a great kind of a shout out mention, showed my sign that I made for him on his channel, and it was fantastic. So Gene, if you happen to run across this, thanks again for the great shout out. It was terrific. Brought over quite a few people from what's the matter?
I'm shaking.
Oh, are you cold?
No.
Anyway, so we got a lot of brand new people to the channel. Last week was probably our biggest week ever as far as new subscribers to the channel. So welcome everybody. I hope what we say and what we do is valuable for you. And if we can answer any questions for you, be sure and let us know. Okay, so let's get into this. First question is from Mike, my buddy up in Canada, Mike Caruso. He had emailed me a while back, said he found a board that was just kind of kicking around in his garage, and it was, this is what he wrote. This is a piece of 1x12 that had been around his garage, and so it had some discoloration. Asking my advice of what I thought he should do with it. So I told him until you sand it down and surface it, you can't really tell what's going on with it. So he said, I've sanded it down and carved it so far, okay, with success. But I didn't like the feeling I was getting through the grains. The router felt like it was fighting slightly to get through a grain, mainly in one part of the board. Then I looked at it at the edge and realized it was a laminated board. So here's the picture that he sent me of the board after he surfaced it. And this, guys, I see this quite often.
On the top, there you go.
Is that better?
Yeah.
I see this quite often, guys. This, you might have a piece of lumber or a bunch of pieces of lumber laying around like this. What they do is, you can see it's edge laminated, small pieces that are edge laminated. But this is probably a downgrade of a pine, or this could even be Douglas fir. I can't tell for sure. But generally speaking, when you find a board like this, it's not going to be the easiest to carve. You could carve it and it'll make a great looking sign, but it can be really challenging. So it's, and I don't know if you could see though that the fact that it was, 4 or 5 pieces edge laminated together. You can see it's got a little bit of a cup to it. I'm sorry, I'm messing you up there, babe. A little bit of a cup to it, which is really no big deal. If it doesn't get much more of a cup like that, then it's no big deal. But you can see that some of the grains are kind of flat grained almost. Some of them are almost vertical grain. When you get a board like that, it's not going to be the easiest to carve. I see that, and I see that sometimes in the panel boards that I buy, not that much. But in those rounds that you can get from Home Depot and Lowe's, a lot of the grains kind of look like that. So just understand, when you get boards like that, it's probably not going to carve that easy. That makes it even more important to keep your bit sharp and have good router bits, of course. That's, as I always say, that's about 80 to 90% of the issues that you might have will probably be router bit connected. You okay?
Yep, just trying not to make somebody seasick.
We can always use a tripod. Okay.
Don't like
so,
it.
Anyway, Mike asked my opinion on that. Sometimes you'll see that stuff in shelving. Sometimes you'll see that in, and I've even thought about trying this, stairs. Any boards that are at Lowe's or Home Depot, like stairs for building staircases and stuff. They use that kind of stuff, and it's pretty thick. And again, that stuff, you can make signs out of it, but it's it'll be work. So you kind of, for for the convenience of having a board that's already laminated together, you'll kind of make up for it in extra labor and maybe frustration if you're not used to really holding a line in tough boards. That grain, I can tell by looking at it, that would be a tough one to carve. So anyway, that's my opinion of that stuff. It certainly is usable, but it's not going to be a lot of fun, generally speaking. All right, so second question is, this is from a good friend of mine, Morgan Stoltz from Sweden. Morgan has been watching our channel and carving signs for years and years, and he does some really, really nice work, and he's a photographer as well. Stunning pictures, really, really nice stuff. He's asking about the router base plate. So you guys know, gosh, I didn't bring a piece of sandpaper out like I was gonna. This is our router base plate that we make. This is the base off of my little DeWalt DWP 611, and we've mounted it. So if you and you guys that have been following me for a long time, you know this is my favorite router, the DWP 611 or the 450 Porter cable, which is in essence the same router. But this is a special base plate that we make. The base plate that comes with this is just the piece of plastic, the shape of this. So Dad designed and we make this base plate, and it makes it nice and easy in the handles. But what Morgan was saying, and especially being from Sweden with shipping and all that, he wanted to know how we actually make these. So the plate itself is 1/4-inch acrylic. This one's is ready to ship actually. We cut it with our laser. And you can see on the back side, we leave the paper on. I'll let the customer pull the paper off. It protects this bottom side. But this is all cut out with a laser. All the holes are cut with a laser. And then these holes, we countersink on our drill press to make sure that there's plenty of clearance for that screw head, which this would be what it looks like. I know I'm jumping around here, babe. Sorry. So these holes are countersunk deep enough that they won't be sliding on your board. And then as far as the handles go, these are just drawer pulls, and Dad cuts a series of circles and builds these up. When we first started making these were sitting flat on here, and they weren't standing up quite far enough. So now when he assembles them, he cuts a series of circles and then puts the handle up higher, and then of course the screw goes all the way through those circles into the handle. So these things aren't hard to make. Morgan wanted to know how they're done so that he can make one himself. And again, we make these, but that doesn't mean that's something you can't make in your shop. It's not that big a deal. It's got a hole in the center and a series of holes for mounting it to whatever router. We also make these for the Rigid, the Makita, and the Bosch Colt. So we have 4 or 5 different versions of this base plate with different hole patterns to match your palm router. So anyway, another thing that I wanted to, the reason I even mentioned sandpaper, that I wanted to mention is that I found that when I'm cutting patterns and artwork, and I'm cutting through paper or the vinyl, like you guys saw the last couple weeks, I put my vinyl down with my pattern and I route right through it. What I found is that the sharp edges of these being cut with a laser, sometimes that will cause that paper and that vinyl to kind of bunch up a little bit. So all I did was I took a piece of sandpaper, 220 I think, and I just kind of smoothed off these sharp edges a little bit, and that helped quite a bit. So what you guys might want to do is when you get this router base, if you get one from us or if you make one, either one, just take a piece of sandpaper and kind of deburr those sharp edges, and that'll help it kind of go across your board a little bit better. Make sure though that you don't scratch the surface of this so you want to hold your sandpaper, and again I was going to bring one out, but hold your sandpaper kind of at a 45 and rotate it and try and not scratch that surface of that acrylic. That will cause sawdust, microscopically sawdust and stuff, to get in those pores and those scratches. So you want to try and eliminate scratching the surface of this router base plate. But anyway, it's fairly simple, and I think we may do a video on this later on, where Dad is actually using the drill press and stuff. But you just want to drill these holes deep enough that your screw head will be down below the surface of this. So pretty simple to do, guys. Anybody can do it. We do it as a kind of a convenience. We really don't make much money off of it. We do it as kind of a convenience for you guys, because it's all set up in our laser, and we just laser cut them. So hope that helps a little bit, Morgan, or any of you that are thinking about making yourself one of these router base plates. I'll tell you what, man, I love it. That's my favorite router, and that base plate that Dad designed, it's really, really cool. It works excellent. All right, sign carvers of the day. Let's get into this. First one, again, Mike Caruso up in Canada. This was, Mike made this, I think, several months ago. Again, you know, I've got such a stack of great-looking signs for the sign carvers of the day that sometimes it takes a while for it to make the show.
Looks like it.
What?
So I'm just want to make sure I get there. The little bear.
Get it?
I think so.
Yeah. The way the sun shines out here, guys, sometimes it's kind of tough for Vic to tell on the screen what it looks like, but it always comes out well. She does a good job. Anyway, good job on that, Mike. I like the edge, the image. I don't even like that letter style. Different. Okay, and this one, last but not least, Aaron Lindsay. I printed this out full size because this thing is just spectacular. Just love this sign.
Oh, I like that one, yeah.
Just incredible work, Aaron. Incredible.
I don't want to come in too close, fast, so I don't want it to get blurry, so.
Yeah, and his, you know, the detail, it's just a phenomenal sign. And I know, I can't remember what size this is, but it's pretty good size. These look like 2-inch, 1.5 or 2-inch letters. He gave it all. So that means this sign is big. And I think last time I talked to Aaron, he was selling these as fast as he could make them, which makes a lot of sense. But even his background texture, going side to side, but putting a little waves and stuff in there, just
That's awesome.
Phenomenal job. Just absolutely spectacular, Aaron. Just I absolutely love everything about it. That's a lot of work. That is a lot of work, no matter what size it is. But I think it's something like 2 foot tall. That's just phenomenal sign. Great sign. All right, that's it for today, guys. So another announcement. Later on, yeah, I got it. Later on this week, Thursday, Vic and I and the family are going on vacation. We're going up to Big Bear Lake, California for I don't know, 4 or 5 days, something like that. So Wednesday, yeah, Wednesday's Coffee and Question will be here, but Thursday we're taking off and we're going to go vacation for a few days up in the mountains. So, but we're still going to have a Friday's newsletter, but I'm going to do it from up there. It's going to be something special, so you guys definitely want to tune in for that. Don't miss it, because I'm going to be showing some scenery and talking about business from up there. So we'll be doing it on location. And then the following Monday, Coffee and Questions, same thing. That will be from up there as well. By Wednesday, I think we're back here, aren't we?
I think
By
so,
a
yeah.
week from Wednesday. So thanks again to all you new people and everybody that's sharing and liking our videos. So if this was helpful to you, if you like our videos, please, I don't mention this very often, but don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Give us a thumbs up if you like what we're doing. If you don't like what we're doing, give us a thumbs up. What else? What am I forgetting? Oh yeah, the we still got a long ways off till that Vegas seminars, but keep that in mind, guys. We're gonna have some great things planned. So and we've got the LTS coming up the last Saturday of the month, but we'll talk about that as the week progresses. So hope this was helpful. Comments, questions, anything we can help with, guys. You know how to get a hold of us. Let me know, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. So, hope everybody has a great week. We've got, obviously going to have a fast week here, and then be able to relax a little bit up in the hills. We're going to do some kayak fishing and hiking. Yeah, it's gorgeous up there. Any of you that have been to Big Bear, it's just, we went up there last year for our anniversary. This is kind of our anniversary trip, so we're looking forward to it. So anyway, guys, we will see you here again on Wednesday morning. Hope everybody has a great week.
Stay for your dad's words of wisdom.
Oh yeah, Dad's thought of the day is coming up right now. We'll see you on Wednesday, guys. Bye.
Hi, folks. Old Dave here with another another thought for the day. Excuse me a minute. I don't know why my throat gets scratchy. It's just part of aging. So, and speaking of aging, that's part of what my thought for today is. You're never going to get too old to set a new goal or to have a dream. I know I'm 82. And hardly a day goes by that I don't try to set a new goal of some kind or have a new idea about something or to just start a new dream. So you're never too old to do it, and that's my thought for today.